All right, good people, welcome back. Today is it's gonna be Friday for you, so happy Friday. Happy Friday. I hope you got paid today. I hope you got all your overtime. I hope you got, all your rest or whatever you needed to get to make that money. But happy Friday. For me, it's Thursday morning. The time is 6:44 in the morning. And this is video 14, y'all. 14, man. We're just moving along. Still not getting the views. Well, some of the views have gone up. Some of the older views have gone up. But I want to see by next month, this time I want to see at least 30 views per video. Y'all, we can make that happen. And we can make that happen by just simply leaving a comment, watching the video for at least 2 minutes, and hitting that like button. And if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Now I'm gonna say this too before I get into it. This is an interactive thing. Well, I'm writing this book. The story is 25 years old. I started this story in Phoenix, Arizona in 1999. 1999. It was around June, July time frame. So it was hot as hell. Literally hot as hell. And it was hell for me. My first day in Phoenix, I got robbed. I told you guys this in an earlier video. I got to my apartment and it was roach. It was roach paradise. I mean, they had roaches on waterfall. They had sliding waterworks. It was like Disneyland for roach. Disney World for roaches. I'm talking parachuting off the ceiling, and no furniture. I was going to school out there in Phoenix, Arizona, but I went and stayed with my girlfriend at the time, I guess you can say, in Bakersfield, California for 3 weeks. And then I went out to Phoenix and got robbed the first day. Got robbed, had roaches, police harassment, racism, you name it. I was only there for 3 weeks. Then I went back to Bakersfield. But all of that in 3 weeks. And somehow the landlord let me get out of my what do you call it? I don't know. I hadn't been in an apartment in so long. My lease. And anyways, this story came from me being depressed. Not really depressed. I wasn't depressed. I won't say depressed is a very strong word. So it wasn't depression. But this story comes from me just really having nothing to do because school wasn't start. It was a rough time. This story came from that. And this is my first official attempt at writing a book. So 25 years ago, I started my first book. I can't say that though. I can't say that. I keep saying that, but a story called Little Boy Black was my first attempt. Little Boy Black. And I think might have been 40 pages. I wrote that when I was 15 and it's gone. But this one, 25 years later, I'm finishing this one. So this is like my second attempt at writing a book. Anyways, let's get right into it, man. We're going to pick it right up. Let me take a sip out. And I ate a lot of fruit last night, so that's why I don't have any this morning. Excuse me. I ate like 2 big plates of pineapple and cantaloupe. So delicious. And my number 1 dad cup is downstairs, but filling in for that is my Bless cup. Can y'all see that? Y'all can't see. It's too bright. But it says Bless. Can you see it? No. Anyways, it says Bless right here. Y'all gotta take my word for it. Blessed. And I have my water here. So I'll be sipping on some water. But anyways, I've been talking too long, man. Let's get right into it. As Henry continued laughing hysterically, joyful tears began running down his sun-baked face, a handsome face, burnt bronze in color, a face that had seen so much in his 38 years. Soon, the tears were like rivers traveling down grassy knolls. This is the thing right here. Traveling through. What did I have yesterday? I had grassy. I don't like knolls now because grassy knolls we think of JFK getting shot. So we don't like grassy knolls. Soon the tears were like rivers traveling through grassy hills. We'll leave it at hills right now. We'll leave it there. Streams that found his thick beard like an African delta. Well, wouldn't his beard be grassy? You know what I mean? Like streams traveling through traveling down smooth hills, smooth hills, the hills representing his face, his cheeks, right? His cheekbones, maybe. Soon the tears were like rivers traveling down smooth hills. Streams that found his thick beard like an African delta. So let's see what we're gonna do something different this morning. Let's see what an African delta looks like. And I hope you guys are paying attention, man. And I gotta say this too, for every one of you who's ever watched an entire video of mine, man, God bless you, man. God bless you. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Because what I'm doing, and I might just go 25, 30 minutes today. I don't know, but I just, that's how I feel today. So it takes a certain person to listen to someone create, like, all right, so this is what an African delta, this is the African delta, I think, Okavango delta. So this is kind of sort of like a swamp, right? But I think I'm good. I think I can save this. I think I can keep that. So yeah, it takes a certain person to just sit and listen, or drive and listen. And I just wanna say I appreciate you guys for being here. Anyways, guys and gals. As Henry continued laughing hysterically, joyful tears began running down his sun-baked face, a handsome face, burnt bronze in color, a face that had seen so much in his 38 years. Soon the tears were like rivers traveling down smooth hills, streams that found his thick beard like an African delta. Yeah, I like that. He was a slender man, standing average height. Okay, so that needs to be a comma, I think. He was a slender man, standing average height. His body, all 175 pounds of it, was that of a lumberjack. Not a shred. Okay, first of all, let me go back to something, because I just remembered. There was a comment back here that said hint at the spirit thing. And remember, you guys, I said I was going to, this is a fictional story, so I'm going to write in this spirit thing, or this imp, or maybe an angel, for all the Christians out there, maybe an angel that attaches itself to Jacob. So hint at the spirit thing on the water somewhere in here. Also have Jacob hint about the need of a dog. So I'm gonna do both of those things, and I'm gonna do both of those things right about soon, because we're I think we're about how many pages in? I can't see the pages because my video is blocking the page count, but that's okay. Oh, I can do this. Okay, so we're 4 pages in. We're 4 pages in. All right. As Henry continued laughing hysterically, joyful tears began running down his sun-baked face, a handsome face, burnt bronze in color, a face that had seen so much in his 38 years. Soon the tears were like rivers traveling down smooth hills, streams that found... I'm going to have to pause it right here a little bit. It's a lot that goes into writing, yo. A lot, if you want to do it the right way. Let me take a little sip. I told you I'm going to go past 15 minutes. I got to do it. Y'all can hear my stomach, I know. As Henry continued laughing hysterically, joyful tears began running down his sun-baked face, a handsome face, burnt bronze in color, a face that had seen so much in its 38 years. The little details. Because we're talking about his face, we're not necessarily talking about him. Seen so much in its 38 years. Oh, I don't need that. Soon the tears were like rivers traveling down smooth hills, streams that found his... Streams, like smooth hills. Streams, I don't need that now. Streams that found his thick beard like an African delta. Yeah. I like an African delta. I could also say, like an Amazon rainforest. You know. Anyways, he was a slender man, standing average height. His body, all 175 pounds of it, was that of a lumberjack. Not a shred of fat, and with the back of a prized cotton picker and grip that could bring Paul Bunyan to his knees. His natural strength had been galvanized during a 2-year stint in federal prison. I don't know about the prison thing. Explain why he'd gone to prison. We're not gonna. No. No. We got enough black men in prison. We do. So let's go ahead and delete that. Okay. Let's do this. And with the back of a prized cotton picker and grip that could... Okay, not a shred of fat. And with the back of a prized cotton picker as well as a grip that could bring Paul Bunyan to his knees. His natural strength had been galvanized during his natural strength had been galvanized due to climbing trees for a living. Now, I told you guys I taught myself how to type, so don't laugh. I'll get better. I'm getting better at a lot of things because I know people are watching. Now, I'm not... I know people are watching, though it may be 8 right now. That pressure, and I may sound cocky right now, but I perform better under pressure. I perform better, especially when I'm doing something I love to do. So this is a whole new lane for me as far as writing, recording myself, and welcoming feedback. You know, so I know when the right people, when my tribe, when the people that think like me, act like me, the whole nine, when they find these videos, when you all find these videos, this thing is going to jump off. And this is, okay, so today is Let me see what the date. I just said the date, didn't I? Oh, it's the 19th. So it's September 19th. I say September 19th, 2025. This thing here of what I'm doing right now. Average videos. I hope I don't say this again and get the numbers wrong. But the average views on my videos is probably going to be 30,000. Yes, I'm saying that right now. 30,000 views. That's where this thing is going. And so I gotta invite you all again. I gotta let you guys know again. This is interactive. Leave it in the comments, especially if you are a reader, English professor, English major. I'm a high school dropout, people. I have a GED from Schenck Job Corps. Salute to Schenck Job Corps, 1995. I'm an Army U.S. veteran. I've worked with the military for over 20 years. I've been writing for 20 years, but I'm self-taught everything. I taught myself how to type. That's why I type so slow. I taught myself how to write. That's why I write the way I write. But I do have 4 published novels out right now, and I taught myself how to publish. Okay, and I actually taught myself how to garden. And this book eventually is going to get around to gardening. So this is also for the gardeners out there. So if you're listening to the sound of my voice and you made it to 16 minutes and 46 seconds, thank you again. But we're going to keep on rolling. We're going to keep on going. Where was I at? Where am I at? Okay. And with the back of a prized cotton picker, as well as a grip that could bring Paul Bunyan to his knees, his natural strength had been galvanized. By climbing tree after tree for a living. Tree after tree for a living. Okay. I don't fuck a prison. Excuse me. Forget a prison. No, I grew up with, I can honestly tell you, out of 40 or so boys, friends, cousins, uncles, I'm one of about 4 who has never been to jail. I'm knock on wood. And that's how God's honest truth. I mean, I'm not even one, because I've never stayed the night in jail. Put it that way. I have been in handcuffs. I have been in back of police cars and things of that nature. Been searched. In the military, I've been to the MP station to get questioned and all that stuff, but I've never had to spend, knock on wood again, never had to spend a night in jail. Out of a lot of black men, a lot of those black men did serious prison time. Serious. I'm talking some like over a decade. You know what I mean? A lot of them. I don't want to go down that path. So we're not doing the prison thing, you know. And Diddy is this thing with Diddy right now. No, we're not doing that. Okay. And forgive me for repeating this over and over. This is writing, y'all. This is writing. This is writing. You got to read over and over and over and over. For me, it's natural. It's like, okay, I've done this 4 times already, 5 times already, whatever, 6. So it's not a big deal for me. But like I said, if you are a truck driver who just want to have something to listen to, if you are a security guard with nothing to do, put me on. Any kind of job where you just sitting, not doing anything, or if you are, like I said, English professor, or just a reader. You don't have to be a professor, an English major. Just a reader, and you're curious, and you want to be a part of something. This is the thing. I'm telling you, this is the thing to be a part of. All right, and with the back of a prized cotton picker, as well as a grip that could bring, I keep hearing down, that could bring Paul Bunyan to his knees. All right, so Paul Bunyan is kind of dated. Y'all, this is 25 years old. We're going to bring this story up. Let's say The Rock. Bring The Rock. And see, this is one of those things where if you're watching this video and you're like, Paul Bunyan, kids don't know who Paul Bunyan is. The Rock. Or whoever. All right. that could bring the rock to his knees. His natural strength had been galvanized by climbing tree after tree for a living. Tree after tree after tree for a living. Tree after tree after tree for a living. Now, you know, I want to emphasize this guy. He's a lumberjack. He's. Have you ever met a lumberjack? Listen, I didn't get a lot of writing done today, but I had some people come to my yard and cut down several trees. No, one guy, and this guy was about the size of Henry. By the way, Jacob middle name may be Trayvon. Y'all keep that in mind. And when I first met the guy, I was like, "Hey, how you doing?" I shook his hand, and this guy was so strong. He didn't. I mean, and this at this time I was a mechanic. I'm talking about I'm working on heavy wheel equipment every single day of my life, so I was strong. This guy shook my hand, and this guy's about 160, 170 pounds. No fat on his body at all. Not very tall. But when he shook my hand, I said, he doesn't even realize how strong he is. I mean, it was a grip. So that's why I'm like, I gotta really drive that home. You know, Henry is cock diesel, as we would say here in the South or anywhere. And he's not, he didn't do prison time, no. His natural strength had been galvanized by climbing tree after tree after tree for a living. Now I'm saying just after tree. See what I mean? That's how our mind switch. 2 year stint in prison. Time spent away from all that stuff. It's gone. And if that comes back up, we're going to delete it again. All right. But now he was there with his boy, his only son. Okay, I can leave that. His only son. His focus at the moment, not the years lost. Okay, we'll say this. Because I wrote in a lot there. Galvanized by climbing tree after tree for a living. I gotta think a little bit, y'all. Natural strength has been galvanized by climbing tree after tree for a living. What about if he was a lumberjack, out of state? Then we can see, yeah, let's do that. His natural strength had been galvanized by working out of state. Working out of state, climbing tree after tree for a living. Working abroad. All right, we're at 24 minutes, almost 25 minutes. 10 minutes over. We're going to highlight this right here. We didn't get very far, but we did, we did some discovery. We're going to mark it right here. And we got to remember, so let me go back up here. All right, because I don't want to forget this. Copy this comment. I hope y'all watching me too. All right. So, new comment. You see what I just did? So I don't forget, because my memory is improving, and it'll get better as I write. But I really want to. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna somehow bring the angel. I gotta say angel because I want Christians to read this book. So I don't want to say spirit. Spirit can turn people off. Not when it comes to, because I want this thing to attach itself or just to commingle or be around the little boy, because it may protect him from something later on. So I don't want it to be like a spirit, because people can say, oh, is it evil spirit? So it's going to be an angel for sure. And the dog thing, I just want the dog to show up. It's not going to be a hint. I say hint about needing a dog, but the puppy or whatever it is just going to show up. Maybe the dog is a spirit thing. We'll see, but we'll see. We'll get back to it. And I need some comments, y'all. I need some comments. I need comments on not only the story, but I need comments on how suggestions on the story. I need suggestions on how I can get this thing in the algorithm so people can actually see what I'm doing. I need gardeners. I don't care what color you are: black, white, Puerto Rican, Mexican, Jamaican, Haitian, Chinese, Korean, Arabian, Middle Eastern, African, no matter. I need people to step on in and be a part of something bigger than, I think this is going to be big. Really big. Anyways, it's been 27 minutes. Y'all be blessed. Have a wonderful Friday. Treat yourself to something tonight, you and your loved ones, or loved one, or you and your pets, whatever. Or you by yourself. Treat yourself. Uber Eats, DoorDash, whatever. Till next time, this is Anthony L. Kelly. Salute to y'all. But y'all can call me by my initials, ALK, sort of like MLK. Till next time, I'm out.